because I've seen a whole lot of friends dropped out of course because they're into drugs. When you go to talk to them, they will tell you, my man, I'm into drugs not because I want to. Some, they are into drugs because of peer group influence, parental influence, you name them. Some will tell you, I'm into drugs because I'm frustrated. Over the years, we find out that a whole lot of students are into drugs. If you go to the university, you see students into drugs. Some have dropped out of their courses simply because they are into drugs, because some of them came in contact with the law enforcers. Looking at the National Drug Law Enforcement, it came into being in 2008. Well, according to our understanding there, it was an emergency. But the law there states if you are apprehended with a single stick of marijuana, you're going down for 5 years. If you are apprehended as a trafficker, producer, you're going down for life imprisonment. So those laws, those policies are very, very much harsh when you look at the student's perspective. Some students, let's say for university, you are there for 4 years and you became unfortunate, you are into drugs, you became unfortunate, you came in contact with the law enforcers, you're going down for 5 years. Imagine you are into the university for 4 years, now you're going down for 5 years. Before coming out, automatically, your future has gone down the drain. You have nothing else to look up to. So that is why most of them coming out from the prisons, they'll go down to the slum. That's their home. They have nothing else to look for. Their life has become waste. Now, that is why when I learned about student for sensible drug policy, I see it as an opportunity for me to help my colleagues, because I've seen a whole lot of friends dropped out of course because they're into drugs. When you go to talk to them, they will tell you, my man, I'm into drugs not because I want to. Some, they are into drugs because of peer group influence, parental influence, you name them. Some will tell you, I'm into drugs because I'm frustrated. So a whole lot of them have different stories.
It's not just about poverty.
It's not just about poverty. It's not just about poverty. I can tell you safely that even the rich students are into drugs. Even the rich students. You can go to the rehab centers and ask them. Some of them are there. They came from a rich family. But because of their peer group influence, they become unfortunate, go into drugs, and then that has influenced the home they're coming from. So the parents will say, oh, I will not let my child or my boy go down like that. I'll have to take him to rehab center. But for those who are coming from a very poor background, they do not have those kind of parents who will stand up for them and say, no, I will not just let my child die like that. I will help this child. But that is what is happening. So for me, as a national president, I normally go down to the slums, talk to them, because I know many of them. Once they see me, they are comfortable talking to me. They come out and, my man, how can you help us? We want to quit this thing called drugs, but we are unable. Some will tell you, let's say I take this at night. Once I go to bed, if I wake up in the morning, I will not be doing any other thing except I had to go back to take these drugs. So I sat down and said to myself, what can I do? These are colleagues who are dropped out. Can I make a difference? I went through a training about these drugs. And then unfortunately, some of those who are into drugs, they only take drugs, they don't know what they are taking. Even those who are dealing, those who sells, they will tell you, I'm only selling mild for them. Mild, as in K2. Because we have the K2, we have the Buga and the Jagaban. Now you are selling something, you do not take it, you do not consume it. How would you know exactly what you're selling? That's the $100 million question they will never answer. They'll come and tell you, I'm only selling this. It's a mine. Not knowing what they are selling actually is harmful. Because for them, K2 is not harmful. But the Buga and the Jagaban, which is known as the deadly one, is coming from out. About life, it's that you talk to someone you are comfortable with. That's basically about life. You cannot come to talk to me, criminalizing me, discriminating me. I'm not listening to you. That's what they told us. Once we go to them, they will tell you, my brother, I'm safe talking to you. I can tell you everything you want to know. But for the law enforcers, once we see them, we go into hidings because we think they are coming to arrest us. And that's the fact. You cannot expose yourself. You know what you're doing. In fact, what exactly we are doing, sometimes the law enforcers, they think it's criminal because they will say you have no rights being in a prohibited areas. And that's true. But we are not there because we are into drugs. We are there to help our brothers came out from this thing called Kush or Daisy. They have Kush, they have Daisy, they have Molly. One thing people don't know, it's that even Shisha is harmful. There's another thing called I have forgotten the name. That one is consumed by by ladies, the university students. Yes, they take that thing more than any other thing else because it's helped them energize their sexual urge. It's called ecstasy.
Okay,
Ecstasy, and it costs tea. It's a tablet. It costs tea more than any type of drugs you've never ever known. It's the original one is 150. You know, once we go to these people, they feel comfortable talking to us. But looking at the law enforcers, the ministry, they will never talk to them, my brothers. That is why we're calling on the government, the ministry, to call all those civil society organizations who are working with drugs people, to empower them and have these rehab centers. Once we have these community-based rehab centers, then I will not say we'll succeed in the fight, but we'll go far in the fight if we have the rehab centers. But that can only be done by the civil society organization who are working with these people, because these people are only comfortable talking to the civil society people, but not the government.